When you make a movie based on a Disneyland attraction, you're setting the bar pretty high. Where the Haunted Mansion attraction gets a great rating, this movie does not. A 5 out of 10. So very average. I mean, I was expecting a lot of atmosphere, great illusions, awesome music, a very spooky Halloween classic, really. That was what I was hoping for. But what I got was something really average. And we have Eddie Murphy in the movie. I mean, I know Eddie Murphy isn't what he used to be way, way, way back in the day, but this was pretty embarrassing. I mean, Eddie Murphy just cracking jokes while Ghost dancing in the background. I mean, this movie haunts me for real, but for all the wrong reasons, of course. So in this movie, we follow Jim Evers, who's played by Eddie Murphy, and he's a real estate agent who drags his wife and his kids to an old mansion under the excuse of a family trip. And then they meet Ramsley, who is this stone-faced butler, and we meet Master Gracie, the tragic owner with a ghostly past. I mean, pretty cool setup so far. Quite promising, really. I mean, we get a good load of mystery, some lore, and we get a really good gothic foundation for this movie. I mean, it's actually quite promising. I was liking it so far, but then, I mean, I don't know really what happens or what happened, but this movie just collapses. Now, what did I like? I mean, there are definitely some positives, for sure. Well, first of all, the mansion itself. I mean, I gotta give some serious credit here. Visually, this movie is striking. It nails the vibe how you want it to be. The sets, the gothic corridors, the illusions. I mean, everything looks really good. It really has that spooky Halloween vibe. It's definitely appealing to look at. I mean, there's no complaints for me there. I mean, it's just really good to look at. And then we have some romance going on, with Gracie and the tragic bride. It's a ghostly love story. It has some emotional impact, at least it had the potential. And, if the film would have leaned into that gothic tragedy, it could have had that, beauty and sorrow, something, some emotional redemption arc there. But, it didn't. But, the romance, I think it was pretty good. And then we have Terence Stamp as Ramsley the butler. I mean, the man acts like he's in a serious gothic drama, and everyone else is just in a comedy, and it really works. He delivers his lines, really nicely, like he's in a Shakespeare play or something. So definitely props to Terence Stamp. But that's basically all that there is for this movie that I would say is good or that I liked. And then the movie just comes crashing down, which is pretty much the real haunting of this movie. So, first of all, we have Eddie Murphy. I mean, we have Eddie Murphy, but he's in the wrong movie with the wrong energy. I mean, Eddie Murphy, I love him, man. He's talented, he's funny. Yeah, I love most of his movies. But in this movie, I mean, every ghost encounter, it's treated as a punchline and the jokes fall flat. I mean, it just doesn't work. Instead of a very haunting, eerie, ghostly experience, lots of fear, lots of tension going on, we get some stupid jokes, some one-liners. I mean, the haunted tone becomes, I would say like, Disney Channel. It's way too fluffy. It's way too light. This movie, could have been so much more. This movie, it should have leveled up quite a bit. So Eddie Murphy, definitely wrong movie, wrong energy, man. No, didn't work. Wrong casting. And then the tone disaster. I mean, when you look at this movie with all the set pieces going on and the storyline, this movie has all the potential or had all the potential to be, you know, a very good Halloween type of movie, on the border of eerie, spooky, maybe here and there some funny jokes. But this movie, it just doesn't know what it wants to be. It's too goofy on one hand. On the other hand, it tries to be very spooky, but it's also pretty tame instead of actually funny. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. The tone, it's an absolute disaster. So yeah, that definitely didn't work for me. And the storytelling, it feels really safe. They should have, went all in. Rather than exploring the curse, the loss, the psychological horror, we get a generic family, learns a moral lesson or something like that. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And then we have Master Gracie's tragedy. It gets overshadowed by this, slapstick. I mean, this movie should have been something really eerie, something maybe borderline creepy, Halloweeny, but it's just really safe, slapstick, unfunny. So yeah, I mean, sure, the movie visually, i- it looks great. It looks really what you want from a Halloween type of movie. Emotionally, it's very empty. The jokes don't land. Eddie Murphy doesn't work in the movie. It feels like this is some Ghostbusters type of movie, but then for kids. But it has no charm. It I I don't even know what to say. This movie, it's not awful, but that's just because it looks pretty good. But you can see how painfully this potential is just wasted. It could have been so much more, like a real gothic fantasy, tragic ghost tale. But then, they do this. We get a safe, too cute to be creepy movie. So, yeah, basically they butchered this movie. And, The Haunted Mansion, it didn't terrify me. It just reminded me how soulless a movie can be when you forget to put some real love into a movie. So yeah, a 5 out of 10. I think that's even more than it really deserves. But then again, what do I know about movies? I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope that it helps you a bit. And let me know what you think of the movie. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.